Alright, hello. This is me documenting my home lab. I figured I should start documenting what I'm doing on here and also just kind of keep track of my progress on what I'm doing here and what I might do in the future. So, my name is Kazuki. This is my documentation. To start off here, I think I'm going to show off my specs for my home server here. I currently have an old Dell desktop I acquired from a friend, and I got Debian installed on it. You know, ripped out some of the internals, put in some of my old computer parts in there. I got a AMD R5 1600 CPU in there, and also I got a GTX 1660 Ti graphics card in there as well. And yeah, to start off, to show you what I got running on my home lab right now, let me show you here. So this is everything I have running in my Docker containers. I don't really run anything natively on the home lab since I want everything to be containerized. It's easier to manage, etc. Maybe eventually I would, but I mean everything I need to run I found a Docker container for, so I don't think I'd have to for a real long time. Um, Start off here, I got Nginx Proxy Manager, Pi-hole, and Calibre Web Automated. Um, and these are the web applications right here. So, Pi-hole here, I run as my local DNS server. It filters out all my ads for me on my home network, and it also lets me set up local domain names, which is why you can see something like piehole.homelab.lan, homelab.lan, and for Calibre it's cwa.homelab.lan. And then I use, since it's all hosted on my home lab, and since it only has one IP address on there, I use Nginx Proxy Manager to redirect all the traffic on there to the correct ports. Um, I could set up HTTPS on here using Let's Encrypt, but I don't really want to pay for my own domain just yet. And also, I think just having a local domain name using my own a host files is a lot more convenient for a local setup, and also I think it just helps me because I don't have to bother with all the network configurations and security that I might have to deal with if I expose this to the open internet. I'm pretty sure you don't have to expose it to the internet and still use like Let's Encrypt, but the local domain names work for me just fine right now, and I can just sign my own SSL certificates using OpenSSL in the future, anything like that. Um, but yeah, this is Nginx Proxy Manager. Lets me set up my domain names, server location, ports, stuff like that. Really helps me keep everything nice and organized. And being able to set up my own local domain using Pi-hole and npm. It's really convenient because I don't have to remember all the port numbers, and I can't remember anything like that too well. And I think a lot of people are already aware of Pi-hole. Um, You can also run DHCP on Pi-hole. That's what I used to do before I bought my new router, because before the Cox router I had didn't let me set up my own DNS server, and so my workarounds getting ad blocking on all my devices on the network without having to go in there and setting it up the DNS, you know, on each one was just have Pi-hole running as a DHCP on the Mac VLAN, setting that as the only available IP range in the DHCP lease on the Cox router, and then just having Pi-hole try and assign all the IPs with the DNS on there. But that was really finicky. Just it really I don't recommend doing it like that at all. I was just doing it just to mess around with stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it at all. But yeah, now I don't have to do any of that, so thank God. Um, but yeah, npm Pi-hole, and I also have Calibre Web Automated. Before I used to use Calibre on the desktop, and it was really handy because it let me download all my ebooks, find the metadata for it, and then convert different file formats into EPUB, which was really nice. But yeah, Calibre Web Automated is a Dockerized version of Calibre Web with some extra features on there. It automatically scrapes the metadata for me. It can still do the file conversions. You can upload your files directly from the web UI clicking this upload button, or you can use something, a certain folder it creates. I'll show it to you in a second, and you can just drag and drop your folders into there, and it gets uploaded up here. Right now, these are my textbooks. I have Wireshark for one of my classes, and then all these other CompTIA books are stuff I've been using to study for my certifications. Um, and I plan on uploading more on here, but I gotta figure out what kind of books I want to get. And yeah, those are my web apps so far. I think eventually I do want to install something like Watchtower to update my Docker containers, but I only have 3 so far, and I really don't. It's not that much of a issue for me to update them manually right now, and then all that. Maybe I'll download Image. I heard it's pretty nice for storing my photos on my own server, and I heard it also supports iOS photo structures as well, so or photo formats, file formats as well. So that might be really nice. So I can clear up some space on my iCloud and my phone as well. Um, but yeah, all the network file sharing, everything like that is, I think, made possible by my SMB share I got going on my Homelab. I got Samba on there, and then I made an SMB share, and me and my roommate use it to store all our data on there, and it also stores all of my ebooks on there as well. Since, as I said earlier, you can drag and drop uh, files, and then it gets automatically uploaded into the Calibre Web Automated. So here, this is my SMB share, and then if you go here, this is where I keep everything I use for Calibre. This is the library with all the books. This is the config folder, and then in this ingest folder, you can drag and drop files. It takes it all up, and then it uploads it right back here. It's empty because every file you upload in here gets moved to the library folder that you just saw previously, and it does all the conversions, grabs all the metadata, and it's very handy actually, and I really like it. And having it on the SMB share is actually really nice for me, just because if my roommate wants to, upload their own books on here, they can just access the SMB share, put all their books in here, and it gets uploaded right to the Calibre web, so they can read it on their devices as well. And also, it's just nice to have a shared drive on the network where we can just store data. And I do plan on expanding the storage on the Homelab eventually. I have a couple hard drives laying around. I'm just haven't got to it yet. And yeah, those are my applications, my SMB share. I think maybe go into it more on here. So if you can see here, data, I have it set up as a soft link, so just easier file, traversal and all that. And then let's see here, I can just show you guys there. Yep, same stuff as you saw in the SMB share right here. I think that's about it so far. I talked about wanting to get Watchtower, Image, all that. I think eventually I want to get to hosting game servers, something like game server for Project Zomboid. It's one of the few games that I play with my friends, and being able to host my own server seems pretty nice. And obviously there's stuff like Minecraft, but I don't really play Minecraft anymore, like that. And yeah, I was thinking about Nextcloud as well. I had Nextcloud previously, but and they do have a phone app for Nextcloud, but I just kind of found that it is nice, to be able to upload files on there, use the calendar, and it does have a built-in EPUB reader. But I have Calibre already. I like Calibre more, to be honest. And then, the file storage I'm not too worried about just because I have the SMB share now, so I don't really need a cloud for that. And I also just found that I was not really accessing a lot of my files and documents on my phone or anything like that, so just Nextcloud's phone app was kind of irrelevant or wasn't really getting used in my case. The calendar was nice, but just kind of found it annoying to update my calendar on Nextcloud all the time, and then I gotta go to Nextcloud to look at my schedule, yada yada yada. I just prefer to use my whiteboard now, and I find that I'm a lot more productive and am reminded a lot more of the tasks I need to do when I have a big old whiteboard on the wall right there. And yeah, I think image watchtower will be my next steps. I'll try and document my progress every week and just make sure to show you guys what's going on and also to remind myself of everything that's going on. One thing I forgot to mention is I think the next thing I want to do is set up a VPN. Just because my new router allows for VPN, so I can access my local network outside of the local network. And since I'm using my Homelab as kind of like a file for file storage and everything like that, it'll be nice to be able to VPN in, get the files I need, and outside of the network. And it's also nice since I can work on all my Homelab maintenance and anything else I want to work on outside of the network if I ever do want to. And yeah, I think I'm thinking about using like WireGuard for that. I heard WireGuard's good, but I might look into other services. I heard about Tailscale. It seems cool, but since I'm just using this home server, Homelab, to kind of practice and get hands-on experience, I think I'm gonna try and avoid Tailscale and just try and set it on my own. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll try and catch you guys up on next week. Take care.